Welcome to the Meet the Coach series in honor of Executive Coach Day. I'm here with Sasi. Hi, Sasi. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Jenny. Good to see you as well.
Yeah, I'm going to get straight into our questions. And so my first question to you is, who's your ideal client or coachee? Who do you just love to coach?
That's a great question, because recently I realized actually they're very similar to myself, of a similar background, and they have actually worked in corporate or worked in a role and decided, you know what, this isn't quite for me. I want something else. I've got a bit of an itch. And they've decided that they want to do something different, or they want to go for a promotion, have a career change, even set their own businesses up. So they're career-minded women, but also ambitious and wanting to make a difference in the world. And they're not quite so happy with the status quo at the moment.
I love that. So with that thought in mind, and thinking about the clients that you've had, is there a particular client that springs to mind that you've had a really great outcome with, who you're really pleased to remember what they achieved through coaching?
One really sticks out in my mind. A lady from a similar background to myself was based in India, in the offices there, based in corporate, in finance, so a very male-dominated working environment, and felt very isolated, wasn't able to use her inner voice, her inner strength in meetings and communications, and also realised actually she wasn't getting put up for promotion. So we worked with her to help her to understand, what's your authentic voice when it comes out? Where is that coming from? A place of values, your beliefs in yourselves, and really promoting herself, not just because to get a promotion as an outcome, but for her to be more comfortable in using her voice, her power, her influence. And she actually then went forward and got promoted. We worked a lot on getting the interview technique, and also about her being comfortable talking about her leadership style, as I call it, her signature leadership style. You know, how does she embrace people? How does she include people in the conversation? And how does she like to manage others and lead people? And consequence of that was that it built up her confidence so much that she made so many changes in her personal life as well. And coming from a cultural background that doesn't always see women in positions of power or influence, she really had a great influence on home as well as working life as well.
Oh, goodness. That's a fabulous story. Fabulous outcome for your clients. And one you should be really proud of being part of as well.
Thank you, Jenny.
Great to hear it. So you're part of the Diverse Executive Coach Directory. And I'm curious to understand from you why you think diversity in coaching matters.
That's a really great question. And since I've thought a lot about it through my experience, I never had anybody who was a coach with a similar background, looked like me, spoke like me, had a similar lived experience. And I felt it kind of helped. It didn't help me to kind of fully blossom and flourish. And I think it's important because when I'm coaching individuals who are similar in kind of the same as me or experience, the way in which you're able to show up in a coaching session means that you can be more of your authentic self. You don't have to be kind of concerned about what can you say, what can you share. It's a bit like, we can censor ourselves. And the key things I found is that to be listened to be understood, and not have to explain your experience or why you've experienced something in the way that you have. I think those are really gifts that you can give to somebody in a coaching session, especially from someone who's from a different background, whose experience, insights and perspectives are different, but they have so much value to add. And being able to have a coach from a diverse background enables you to show up more. And the more that you can feel safe to show up and talk about yourself and your experiences, the more that enables you to feel confident in the workplace or even in your personal life as well. And I think now to me personally, it feels like there's a tipping point, and there's so much more that diverse coaches can offer as services to individuals out there. And a lot of people probably don't know that this is available to them.
Thank you. Thanks so much. So I have one final question for you, and that is, what book would you recommend to any leader? What book do you think, you must have on your shelf and you must make sure you read?
There was quite a few when I was looking back at my collection as well. And the one that really stood out for me is, it's this one here. It's Matthew Syed and it's Rebel Ideas.
Mm.
And when we think about diversity, we can think about it in lots of different shapes and sizes, but actually it's cognitive difference. Like I was saying, that people who come from ethnic minorities, different backgrounds, they experience life in a different way, so they think differently. And I think any leader who wants to really understand the potential that a diverse team can bring to them and how it can improve performance and outcomes is really to understand from Matthew's work how you can draw those perspectives to help answer some of the challenges that we have in the workplace today. You know, how do you support your team? How do you enable them to be able to deliver products and services that actually reflect the communities and the customers that they are serving? And his book is great. I can't stop shouting about it, but I do really like his ability to bring the stories to life as well, in terms of how people think differently and the consequences of that for organizations, communities, and society.
Thank you. Sounds like a brilliant recommendation. It's been great speaking with you, Sasi. Really appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you, Jenny.